everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner, and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity?
My name is Cherami Leigh.
And I'm so happy to have you on the show. I believe we've been trying to schedule you for a while. I don't know what Chris has been doing.
I'm excited to finally be here.
And we're excited to have you, and I know the listeners are very, very excited. But for the people who might not, be familiar with your work, I was wondering if we could go back on time on some fantastic journey, maybe a magic carpet ride. Wait, that might be a little too lovey-dovey. Maybe a DeLorean. I think that'll work a little bit more.
Right, it's cool too. I've worked for Disney before, so
Oh, okay, perfect.
anything magical, I'm all for.
Well, then how did you get into acting?
I started acting when I was 6, doing film commercials and things like that, and then I got into voiceover when I was 7, and did my first voiceover cartoon when I was 9, and then started doing things like that. And then I got into anime when I was 18. And now I'm 24. So I've been there a little while. So
See, I'm used to interviewing people who are so much older than me. So I'm so happy we're so close to the same age. Because I just turned, well, I didn't just turn 21. I turned 21 in March, so
oh,
we're in the same area here.
yeah. Well,
Yay.
we're closer because I just turned 24 July 19th.
Oh,
So,
well,
like,
happy late birthday.
well, thank you.
Well, now, obviously, when you're 7 years old, you're not like, I want to be a voice actor, and your parents are just like, okay, sure. Or usually, the parents like push you a little bit, or you have some help from somewhere. Was anyone in your family like being like, you should try this?
No, I actually did want to do acting and things like that. And my mom actually tried to discourage it
Oh,
because
really?
she was in acting when she was a kid, and she's like, it's just a really difficult business to be in, and there's a lot of judgment, a lot of insecurities being made aware of. So she didn't want me to do it, but I was like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. So she took me to an open call for Miracle on 34th Street when I was 6, just to show me how hard it was. Because if it's an open call, it's like anybody can come. So we waited at the hotel where the open call was. Like I think we got there at 8, and we were there until like 7 at night. And she's like, "See how hard that was?" And I made it down to the top 10 for the role. And I never auditioned for anything before. And she's like, "See, that was hard. We don't want to do that again, right?" I was like, "No, it was awesome. Let's do this every day." Mom was like, whatever, she wants to do it. We're just gonna have to learn. And my parents have been super supportive and learning everything that they can. They've gone out to LA with me. My grandparents would take me to set when my mom couldn't do it. So yeah, my family's been super supportive. But in the beginning, they were a little weary of the business. So yeah, and I knew I wanted to do on camera acting. I didn't know. I mean, like you said, when you're 7, you don't understand like that the cartoons have voices, and you could be one of those voices. It just doesn't process for a child. Um, so I knew I wanted to be like on television and things like that. So my goal as a child was to be on Barney. But when I started doing voiceover stuff, they needed kid voices. And I was 7, but I sounded like I was 4 or 5, and I could read fast. So I started doing voiceover as, uh, I guess that was the catalyst for that. So
Well, you've had a lot of practice at it, so
yeah, a little bit. It's very fun.
definitely. Now, in terms of anime, some people, they fall into anime in really weird ways. How did you get into it?
Well, I graduated from high school, and I realized, up until then, I'd been like, well, if I don't get cast in this or I'm not working on this, I always have a safety net of I'm going to school. So there's no pressure. This is just a hobby. And then when I graduated from high school, I was like, this is my job. I need to have a job. And so my agent just got me an audition for Funimation. They were auditioning for a show called Peach Girl. And so I went in and auditioned for that. And I walked in, they were like, yeah, we're working on like 8 other shows right now. I'm like, 8 other shows? What is this magical place? Please like me so that I can stay. And luckily they did. And I got cast as Sai, the villain in Peach Girl, which was oh so much fun.
I'm convinced that Funimation is like the Disneyland of anime, but I
It,
won't know until I take a tour.
it kind of is. And when we moved into the new building, because when I first started, we were in this very small, like I don't know, multiple story building with a bank on the bottom floor, and everything was like crunched into like the small office. And now we have this huge like warehouse style space with all of these studios. So it legitimately is like a Disneyland of anime. I mean, there's a giant dragon that's being built in the center of Funimation, and life-size characters of various anime and giant posters and things all over the walls. So it's really fun.
We should start a petition or something to get Funimation to build some rides or get
No
some
kidding.
mascot characters.
Oh my gosh, how cool would that be? I want to go to the opening of Funimation theme park. How amazing! All these anime rides. Good gravy. That would be so much fun.
That would. That's on the to-do list,
On it,
definitely.
fan. Seriously. I'll be the first one. You guys just create the petition. I'll be on it.
Well, now in terms of dubbing, obviously you've had a lot of practice, so I wouldn't think that you would have any trouble with matching lip flaps, but have you ever had a moment where you're like, God, this is hard?
A moment. This is like there's like multiple moments in every session that I do. I mean, I think no matter how much practice you have, of course it's going to get easier, but there's always something new that you're learning every day, and that's what I love about this business and about acting in general is that once you go over one hurdle, there's still like a million more. So you're always growing and you're always learning, so nothing's ever stagnant, which keeps people like me from getting bored. But I love what I do, so I don't think that would happen anyway. But like while I'm working on a session, there's just sometimes that those flaps just are not gonna happen for me. And the words and the flaps, it's like, come on now, how did this really? The Japanese are very brilliant, but do they really think that this is gonna fit? Um, so yeah, there's always it's definitely a team effort when we're recording. The director will be like, "This isn't gonna fit," and the engineer's like, "I can make it happen." I'm like, "I hope so," because I don't think I can talk that fast. And then I'll try to talk that fast, and I'll get a little bit closer, and then the three of us together, changing words, um, frankenlining things together, as they say, Funimating in progress. They'll Funimate things, and the three of us together will somehow create the magic that is the dub, that is the finished product. So
Well, some,
it's very fun. It's a
well,
fun
sometimes when you talk too fast, it just comes out as gibberish.
play,
Yeah.
which happens very, very often with me. I just like talking,
Well,
so.
that's a good thing that you're in
Yeah,
the right business if you like talking.
if I didn't enjoy talking, we would be in trouble.
Just a smidget. Well, now obviously anime is kind of weird because it has this huge fan base, and you see them come out in droves, like
Yeah,
zombie droves, and during conventions and whatnot. Were you ever kind of surprised at the amount of attention anime kind of gets in an underground way?
gosh, totally. I had no comprehension. Like I was telling people when I got into working at Funimation, my awareness of anime was Sailor Moon and Pokemon.
High
And
five!
I like all three. I really liked Pokemon. I played the game with my brother. We went to competitions. I loved Sailor Moon. But I didn't know that there were a million other genres. So when I started working on Peach Girl, I was like, my gosh, this is like a teenage soap opera cartoon. Are there more of these? And there are. And there are supernatural ones. And it's nuts. And then I went to my first convention. Funimation flew me to Boston, to Anime Boston. So that was the first anime convention that I ever went to. And boy, was that like, it was crazy. My mom went with me, and we're just like taking pictures the whole weekend. We're like, these people are dressed up as my character. They're dressed up as other characters. They build these swords. They're insanely talented, like seamstresses and prop makers, and it's fascinating. But it's like one of the most gratifying things for somebody involved on the production side of the show to show up to a convention and just see all of this love for a show that you've worked on the very first time that it's being released. And I know that we attribute it to the Japanese because they came first and they created a great show. But it's one of like the coolest things in the world to just walk up and have this huge pat on the back that everybody loves it. Like with Fairy Tale, people were dressed up as the characters, and I mean, as a cast, it's so exciting, and we have the time of our lives at conventions. I'm going to one next weekend and the weekend after that, and I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to it for the last like 2 months. So much fun.
Well, I have to say that must have been really cool for your mom to see it as well.
Yeah, I know my mom loves conventions, and my brother went to his first convention. He went to ACON this year with his girlfriend, and my cousin went to a convention, and my grandparents went to a convention with me. And so it's definitely become a family experience because they can't get the full effect unless they go. Like they can see the pictures, but I'm like, you gotta be there. So I'll just like let them come for one day, and my grandparents really enjoy it. Maybe one day they'll cosplay as Excalibur or something like that. That's my grandmother's favorite character, is Excalibur.
Well, it's funny. I've been going to conventions since I was 13, and I think my mom is finally starting to get what they're all about because she's always seen them from the outside. She'll like drop me off, and then she, drives away, and she's like,
Yeah,
"I don't know what they're doing in that crazy building." But now she's actually had to be with me a bit longer when I do guest or press stuff, and her reactions
right.
are hilarious.
No, it's super fun. I think for the parents, some of them really get into it, which I think is cool. But yeah, in the beginning, it's always a couple of weird looks. Uh, my boyfriend went to one, and he's 6'5", so he kind of just looks like a giant anyway. Um, but the first time he went, he was like, that person is dressed as a horse, and it's really good. But aren't they sweating? And he's just like asks all these questions, like he's completely blown away by he goes, why would you want to do that? It's 107 degrees outside. It's hot. I'm like, yeah, but it's cool. He's like, it is cool, but it's hot. He just, but now he's finally understanding, and he enjoys it as well. It just took him a little while. He still has a lot of questions.
That's why I don't cosplay anymore because I'm in Vegas. Vegas is really hot all the time.
Yeah. No, I don't cosplay because I'm a perfectionist. So if it was not as good as the cartoon, I would be like, Cherami, you played this character. I mean, you have to have like the best cosplay ever. Anything less than perfect is going to be an embarrassment. So I don't want to give myself the added stress.
Well, if you ever feel like going up to the task, you got to keep us updated and send us
I
pictures.
will. I definitely will. I think Alexis does it a lot, and Alexis is awesome. So if I was gonna do it, I'd probably call Alexis and be like, "Hey, Alexis, what can we do together?" Which would be pretty fun.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
So now, in terms of stuff that you're working on that you can talk about, or anything that is coming out soon, is there anything you want the listeners to know about?
um. Yeah. I mean, I just did panty and stocking as me socks, one of the evil villainous awesomeness sisters, and I just got finished working on Steins Gate, which I love that show. It's so, so good. It's time travel, which is one of my favorites. And I think my character is released in that show. Yes, it is. I do remember somebody sending me a tweet. Thanks, guys, for tweeting me about what I'm allowed to talk about, by the way, because otherwise I'm always like, oh, this is released. Yes, awesome, I can talk about it. But yeah, I love my character in Steins Gate. I love the show. I would leave the studio every day and just be like revved up and wanting more to work on in that show.
I
Um,
hope I hope that they provided you guys with Dr. Pepper throughout the recording of that show. I'm just saying.
Dr. Pepper is like one of my favorite things in the world. And we have a Coke machine well, I guess it's not a Coke machine because it has Dr. Pepper in it. Um, but we have a Coke machine that has Dr. Pepper, so we can have Dr. Pepper whenever we desire, which is awesome.
I'm jelly.
Yeah, I love Dr. Pepper. But I haven't been able to have Dr. Pepper in a while because I'm trying to cut out sugar. So that is like one of the hardest things for me to do.
What? I can't survive like that.
Temporarily cutting out sugar. I mean, I am the cupcake fairy, so I can't cut out sugar completely. That's just silly. Um, but yeah, I'm also working on Shauna. I cannot say who or what I am playing in Shauna, but I have been working on Shauna, and that is like a dream because people have been asking me for a while, like what my favorite show is that I haven't gotten to work on or that was already dubbed. And I would always say Shauna. I mean, I love the show. It's an amazing arc for her. It's so great. So just to be a part of that show is probably one of the coolest things in the world. Now, I mean, if I got to be a part of Sailor Moon, that would be another cool thing in my life. But for right now, Shauna is like above and beyond. I'm crazy in love with that show.
Well, I
So,
have to ask, did you hear the news with Sailor Moon?
um, a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what I've heard anymore. Some people have been telling me things that they're like, oh, but that's just a rumor. But this is true. But this is a rumor. And my brain can only handle so much awesomeness that it gets confused.
All right. Well, as a news source, I will tell you what has been confirmed. For the 20th anniversary, they did event with the official voice of Sailor Moon in Japan and the official voice of Tuxedo Mask.
Awesome.
And they said that they're making a new anime for it, like a reimagining for it for summer 2013.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I know, I'm so excited.
So
So
oh,
maybe in the future, it depends
these are
who
my
picks that
fingers, and
up.
they're crossed. My toes are crossed as well. So yeah, I've been working on a couple of other things. Oh, and Fairy Tale just got picked up for another season, so we're all super stoked about that. There's a couple other things that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but there's been a whole lot of excitement in my life as far as anime goes, and working on some other projects on camera stuff. I don't know what like status or part of production, post production, those are at. So I don't really have much news as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm trying to stay busy. So there's
Well, I will say with Fairy Tale, I'm surprised how much attention that's gotten. And like one of our staff members actually has a tattoo of that on his arm.
that is insane. That's super cool. Yeah, Todd was talking about us maybe getting tattoos if we get to 100 episodes. And we'll see. We'll see about that. I've never gotten a tattoo before, so that would be a huge thing for me. But you never know. I do love the show, so we'll see.
I say you get a fake tattoo for a few days or a few of them and just trick them into thinking,
Got it? Yeah. That's a good idea, though. That's a good idea.
especially if you're wary about it, because I'm also one of those people.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. And I'm also writing, since I've started transitioning out to Los Angeles, working in both places. I have like been dealing with a little bit of transformation, trans whatever, uh, learning more about myself and growing and things like that. And so I've started writing a poetry book based on like inspirational stuff and being positive and things that are uplifting. So I'm working on that as well, which will be cool, hopefully. Um, and I've been writing some screenplays. So I can work on those and hopefully get some work done on the other side of the camera, which would be fun.
That's really cool. I'm glad you're extending your reach, broadening your horizons, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, you have to. There's so much in this business that I would love to do. So I'm just gonna try to plant seeds in as many places that I can. So hopefully a couple more trees will grow.
Well, one thing I've been seeing a lot, kind of a trend, is a lot of voice actors, moving out to LA or going, between LA and Texas. But do you find that difficult to do or taxing?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. For a while, I was going every 2 to 3 weeks back and forth. And that was just exhausting because I was like, where am I? What place am I in? Where am I? What am I working on? And flights are expensive. So but I mean, I look at it like that, and yeah, it's taxing and it's frustrating, but I'm doing what I love, and I'm doing what I have always wanted to do, and I'll live a couple days sleeping on a plane or not getting as much sleep as I want, or spending a little more money here and there on a flight to ensure that I get as many opportunities in doing what I want to do. Because there are way worse things that I could be dealing with, so I'm very, very thankful to even be in the position to say that, yeah, it's exhausting. I'm going back and forth and I'm, doing all this stuff. So it's it's really an exciting blessing as much as it is like, yeah, it's tiring, but it's pretty cool, I think.
Well, now it's kind of funny nowadays because it seems like everyone just has a home studio, so now they don't even have to travel.
Yeah, I don't have a home studio. I have an iPhone. So when I'm on the road and I need like a quick audition or something like that, I will send my iPhone, which is probably the worst way to send an audition ever. But I don't have a home yet, being 24. So I have a place that I'm staying in LA, and then I'm staying in a place in Dallas. So I don't really have all of my stuff condensed into one area that I would be like, cool, let's buy a home studio. And home studios are expensive. So that's definitely something that I'm working on. I have a microphone, so I'm slowly but surely building my own studio. But uh, yeah, it's expensive.
Definitely. And now one
Yeah.
show that I feel I have to mention because the fans out there would probably not like me very much if I didn't.
Oh,
But I believe you were announced in the upcoming release for Is This a Zombie?
I am. Yeah, I am. I am.
And now
Uh,
could you tell us a little bit about what character you play?
yeah, it is probably the last character anybody would expect me to play. I am playing you, who doesn't talk very much at all. Um, and Tyler Walker directed that series, who I worked with on Fairy Tale, and he's like, "I'm gonna give you something that you don't normally play," and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, that was a very fun show, and I actually really enjoyed being the character that doesn't really talk very much. She's very much the strong, silent type,
Well,
unsuspecting.
well, now in that sort of role, do you feel constricted at all because you have to kind of tone down the emotions when anime is so woo most of the time?
Yeah, but it was kind of cool because I do a lot of film work. So it was more like doing film scenes than it was doing like cartoons, because like you said, so much of anime is like fighting and yelling and screaming and being silly and being crazy. And then this show, as far as she's concerned, it was like, I want to. There's so much that I know that she wanted to say and just couldn't say because it was literally so painful for her. Um, so yeah, that was a cool exercise, and it's completely the opposite of me. Clearly, I talk a lot, so it was definitely different for me to be somebody that couldn't share everything that I wanted to share. So I really did enjoy playing her. It
And
was
now
very much me.
And now that must be a cool show because, zombies, especially in the West, you're seeing them everywhere in like video games or whatnot. But this was like cutesy,
Yeah.
cutesy, pretty dress up zombies.
Yes, yes. And she's so sweet. She's such a sweet zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just worked on a video game that I can't talk about. But when I can talk about that video game, I'll be like super excited because I had so much fun. So that's another thing I'm working on.
Well, for
Uh,
the people who want to keep up to date on that sort of stuff, do you Twitter, do you Facebook, do you have a website, anything like that?
I'm working on getting a website. It's in under construction. It has been for a while, but my Facebook is Cherami Leigh. You can just search Cherami Leigh, and that is me. And my Twitter is at Cherami Leigh. So
I want to check to make sure we have the right one because it didn't have a description. So it's like,
yeah, no, yeah, I should probably add things like that. I start all of these cool technological things, and I forget to fill out all of the information. I'm like, well, I'll just create it and then I'll do it later. And I never do it. For a while, I forgot my Twitter login. So now it's on my phone. I don't think I can log into Twitter from like a land computer because I don't remember what it is, but it's locked into my Twitter. So I'm always logged in, which is awesome. Oh gosh, because I really should just like keep like the same 3 to 5 standard passwords and change some letters around here and there. Well,
or
that's silly because then I don't know which of those three, which order of those letters I pick, and then by the time I like try them, I'm locked out. So
that, or you could just change the password every single time, just forget password.
I could do that. I could do that. That's actually what I had to do to get into Skype today. I had to change my password. So, and that will probably happen again. Who
Oh
knows?
well, good to know because I'm always I'm so used to like people being late on Skype or sometimes they just don't sign in. So I'm always checking, like 15 minutes before. Do they sign in? Are they
Yeah.
there yet?
Well,
So
I signed in earlier today because I was like, oh, I'm gonna forget, or something's gonna go wrong. Like, I'm not gonna log into my password, or they're gonna be like, you didn't update this, or so I just like logged in early this morning, and I was like, and done. So,
perfect.
oh my gosh, oh my gosh, breaking news. Hold on a second. I just got a tweet again that I think allowed me to talk about something on this. This is so cool.
Ooh, I'm excited now.
Um. Ah! Oh my gosh, is this real? Hold on. Hold on. This is so cool. This is actually news on Shauna. So, yep, this is pretty cool if this is actually happening. I kind of want to like tweet the director of Shauna and be like, can I really talk about this right now? Is this allowed?
Was it leaked? What happened?
Um, okay, it was put on Anime News Network. This is ridiculous. This is really okay. Yay! It's on. Is it official? Is it official? Because it's on Anime News Network. So I guess if I said this, I wouldn't get in trouble. And I also got tweeted 9 times, so that's good. Funimation.com. Okay, what? We can have two cast alert situations going down. Um,
I need to
oh,
refresh my ANN then because I'm
my,
behind.
this is awesome. Oh,
So
no,
so what is the big news we've got today?
I didn't talk about that one. But
Okay, not that one, but the other one.
I can announce that I am playing Shauna in Shauna. Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
That's
Thanks, Rojas. Way to post that. Like impeccable timing, my good man.
well, no, that's really cool because I mean, I know that show's kind of been, I guess, in sort of a limbo of sorts.
Yeah, it totally has. And I mean, like, I've been a fan of the show um, since uh, it was done in Canada, and I thought Tabitha did an amazing job, and so I loved the show, and I didn't know what happened with the show and why it was not being done. So when Funimation started having auditions for it, I was like, "You got to be kidding me! Like, are you serious? Who do I need to talk to explain to them how much I really love the show?" And we did the movie first that kind of sums up the whole first season. And Ian directed that, so that was really fun. And I tried to evolve. uh, Shauna like over the course of time, because she changes and evolves, and through the second season she's not the same that she was before, really, because it's dealing more with the love triangle stuff. Um, and then, so yeah, I'm. It's been really cool to evolve her over time. So, and now talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah!
So
Yay,
yeah,
first
that's very
exclusive.
cool.
91.8 The Fan.
Wow,
Though,
that was crazy. It happened like now. Yeah, that's nuts.
well, I do have a question. That is a character that has so many people who would argue to death that that is their waifu. Is that intimidating at all to take up the role?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, when I think Bevan's made a video like a couple months ago, and people were like, I don't want anybody else playing the role. They got to stick true to the cast, and I know that a lot of people are upset about that because they like once they find one voice actor, they want to stay with that voice actor, and I completely understand that. But I think I'm pretty sure that they reached out and wanted the original cast to do it, and there was just no way for the original cast to come down from Canada on a regular basis, and give up their work there, and I mean it was just going to be really really crazy. So it's definitely hard because I'm reading it, and of course, like you want everybody to love the show because I love the show, so I want everybody to love it as much as they did. Um, so I did watch. I rewatched the first season over and over again, and I would rewatch it before I went in to record the movie specifically to make sure that it was as close as possible, and then we would try to evolve her from there. So I hope everybody liked it because I know that it's such a important show for a lot of people, and it's an important show for me. I love it so much. So I really did try to do my best to like do the best work on the show. That's just a wonderful show. So, and I know that with the rest of the cast, that was the exact same way. And we had so much fun uh, working with each other and challenging each other and working together. So I hope everybody likes it because we really wanted to do a great job for the show and for you guys. So.
Well, I know that anime fans will really appreciate the fact that you actually went and re-researched the project and all
Oh,
that other stuff.
well, I've spent a lot of time researching it anyway, and I call it research when it's actually anytime that I'm watching anime, uh, be that I'm in it or associated with the project or not, I call it research because you know it's I I love it. So there's been a couple of shows that people are like, "Oh, why are you watching that? Are you researching?" Yeah, I am. But Cherami, the show's done. I know. I'm. It's a good show. I'm researching. I want to be as good as the show. Give me a break. But
It's a good way to get people to leave you alone when you're watching anime. Like,
yeah,
shh, I'm researching.
focusing. Um, but yeah, no, when I got cast in the show, post the freaking out and getting excited, I was like, okay, buckle down. We gotta watch the season and figure out how to make this work. And luckily, Ian was exactly the same way. And there were multiple sessions where we would just do like line after line. I was like, that wasn't right. That's not how Tabitha would have done it. It's not the right level. Okay, do it again, do it again. So we definitely tried to maintain the type of character traits that she'd created, and I'm not Tabitha, so I did try to blend some of my own stuff in and evolve her over time because she's a person. She evolves, she grows. I mean, Shauna has one heck of a journey. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure to not do a disservice to Shauna in that she's not a static character at all. She has a lot of stuff going on. So it was a lot to work with, and it was a lot of fun. And I've gotten to work with multiple great directors and the rest of the cast, which is on Funimation.com, by the way, as of 35 minutes ago. They're amazing. I mean, Josh Greeley is out of this world awesome, as is Kent Williams. So, and everybody else, Colleen, but obviously Colleen, and yeah, and I got to work with a lot of my friends, so that was cool.
But now in terms of, fans who want to, thank you for your work or see you in person or hug you while asking, is there what are the events that you have coming up in 2012?
Well, I'm going to Anime Fest in Dallas on the, I guess it's the 20. I have a calendar. Let's just look at the calendar. Um, da, 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 da. I'm going to MatsuriCon in Ohio, uh, and I'll be there the 24th of August to the 26th of August, and then I'll be at Anime Fest in Dallas from the 31st of August to the 3rd of September, and then in November I'm going to UMaCon in Detroit, Michigan, I believe. And that's the 1st through the 4th. And then I'm going to Anime USA in DC. I'm going back to Anime USA, which will be fun. The like 9th, 10th, and 11th of November. So, and that's what I have right now. I mean, if there's any other conventions that are interested, there's always stuff that's being worked out. Um, and it could be being worked out as I speak, and I just don't know. But on my fan page, the Epic Nights of Cherami Leigh, my Roy, who like runs the page, is really good, and he always keeps an updated list of where I'm going to be and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
The
pretty
Epic
fun.
Nights. I love it.
Epic Nights of Cherami Leigh. I freaked out. I was so excited. They were like, "Would you?" Roy said, "Do you want me to start a fan page?" I was like, "Yeah, it's probably gonna have all like 5 people on it." And it doesn't. It has like a really good number, and somebody made a theme song, and I mean, it's like it's nuts. And we just had a contest for getting signature cards made so that I could sign things at conventions, and I was so impressed with like all of the artwork and all of the things that everybody did that we have like multiple cards. And I mean, it was so hard for me to choose. I had to get like multiple other people. I got a couple of like art teachers together, cartoonists together, other actors, um, and then just various people that I had around me that I was like, so which ones would you pick? Because it was so hard. I was like, I can't do this by myself. Everything's so good. So yeah, but I'm very, very excited, and I love my Epic Night so much. So
That is really cool.
yeah,
I
it's
really
very
like that.
cool. I'm very like flattered and very grateful that they like want to hang around me.
Well, one thing I have to ask since we're nearing the end of this interview is we have a tradition here on 91.8 The Fan, and we were wondering if you'd be willing to participate.
Yeah, sure. What's the tradition?
Basically, we ask everyone whether they're a voice actor or not if they'd be willing to do a bump for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
The trick of it, however, is that we do it live on air, so everybody gets to hear you mess up.
Ooh, okay. Oh,
we we basically ask if you could say, "Hello, my name is," you insert your name.
okay,
"I do this." You can say characters, you're a voice actress, whatever you want to put there.
okay.
And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
91.8%.
So
Okay.
so whenever you're ready, I'm sure you were writing it down, but whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Cherami Leigh. I'm a voice actress and actress. I play a bunch of characters at Funimation, and you are tuned into 91.3 The Fan. 91.8 The Fan! Oh my
Very
god.
close. Three's a new one. I've heard 98.1, but I've never heard the three.
Well, here's the thing, because I saw it and I was like, I thought she said 8, but on the like screen it looks kind of blurry, and I was like, oh, maybe that's a 3. So I totally read half of it.
Well, do you want to try just the last part one more time?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Cherami Leigh, and you are tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect. That wasn't so bad.
Yay!
Yay. It's okay. We've had plenty of people say like 91 point the boy and things like that. Like,
Good boy.
yes, I don't know where that one came from, but we've had a lot of very interesting
That's awesome.
mistakes. Yes.
That's awesome.
But is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there? Any words of encouragement or wisdom or just thank you? I love you.
Let me see if I have a funny quote. I like positive quotes, so let me see what I have.
She's got flashcards of quotes just
I
for
have
this
a
moment.
calendar that comes with like a positive quote every day.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Um, let's see what today is. Okay, I guess this one's cool. This is for today. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best day and night to make everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. E. E. Cummings. So I guess, just keep trucking, keep going, and keep having fun. Because if you're not having fun, something's not going right.
And thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. And for anybody out there that missed any of this interview, shame on you, but don't fret. It'll be up on the website within the next few days, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.